Today we're going to look at bad Magic the Gathering combos, but they actually work. This combo comes from Lord Jaraxxus. We're going to start off with a Gravecaller. It's a black 2/1 zombie creature. Can't block, but you know what? You don't need to, because a Gravecrawler, when you may cast it from your graveyard as long as you control a zombie. Them zombies stick together. And what zombie is going to be on the battlefield? Well, it's going to come from Open the Graves. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you know, if it hits their demise, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So how do we enable all this thing? Well, we use the Phyrexian Altar. A 3-mana artifact, sacrifice any creature, add 1 mana of any color. So the deal is, we're gonna sack our Gravecrawler. That's right, we are sending you to the abyss. Sacrifices must be made. We're gonna get a 2/2 black zombie creature token from Open the Graves, and also the altar is gonna give us a black mana, which we can use to recast our Gravecrawler. And then when we recast our Gravecrawler, we're gonna sack it to get another black mana. We get another 2/2 zombie, which also means we can recast the Gravecrawler. We get infinite 2/2s, not really infinite mana, infinite 2/2 zombies, and 1 Gravecrawler. All of it thanks to the Phyrexian Altar. Them damn altars. Is there a combo without altar these days? It's like a challenge that's impossible. All right, let's take it to the coffee crew. What the hell is this? Okay, Restoration Angel and Felidar Guardian. Felidar Guardian, is that like an infinite combo just by themselves? An Impact Tremor? Oh, because you need some way to actually... So we have 2 cards that will blink each other for forever. So, like, Restoration Angel enters the battlefield. You can exile target non-angel creature you control. Return it back to the battlefield. This ain't an angel at all. It's a cat beast. And when it enters the battlefield, you can exile another target permanent. Doesn't have to be non-angel or cat. And put it back onto the battlefield. So they just blink each other all over and over again. But where does that go? It goes nowhere. However... we got Impact Tremor. So 1 red, 1 generic enchantment enters the battlefield under your control. It deals 1 damage to each opponent. All of a sudden, you ping over and over again, and it's over. Blinking to death. Thought that staring... you thought no one could lose to a staring the anti-staring contest. Our first super chat coming from Stephen Hope. Turntimber Ranger. And Arcane Adaptation. Is this a clean 2-card combo? I'm sort of familiar with Arcane Adaptation. It's a blue 2 generic enchantment. Enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Now, creatures you control are the chosen type in addition to their other types. So if you have a million, you could name Squirrel, and then all of a sudden your Phyrexian Horrors and your insects are all squirrels now. Same for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. Like, you know, like how Grist is a creature in your deck. Okay, Turntimber Ranger. Green, a 3 generic for a 2/2 elf scout ally. Whenever Turntimber Ranger or another ally enters the battlefield, oh, I guess you're gonna name ally with this card. You may put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Turntimber Ranger. Creatures you control are the chosen type. So I guess you name ally? Is that real? Does that go forever? So in Turntimber Ranger, another ally enters the battlefield. So you name ally, you get a 2/2 green ally that enters the battlefield. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Turntimber Ranger. So this just goes infinite? Or another, yeah, it enters the battlefield. You may put the thing, and you can go on for as long as you want. That is incredible. That's actually just just a completely wild combo. I mean, I'm blown away. This is like a 2-card combo. You know, usually you have to assemble 3 cards for basically the same ability. This is all done. You know, Steven over here has been able to assemble infinite creatures and infinite +1/+1 counters on the Turntimber Ranger for only 2 cards. Amazing combo. 2 thumbs up. Love it. Okay, Beanpot, Lash, Knife, Barrier, and Pestilence. The Lash Knife looks like some sort of scorpion hook of some sort, and then Pestilence. The Black Enchantment. Okay, Pestilence is a black 2 generic enchantment at end of turn. If there are no creatures in play, you gotta sack it. Pay a black, deal 1 damage to each creature in each player. But the Lash Knife Barrier, I'm not familiar with. It's a white 2 generic enchantment. Comes into play, draw a card. I do like that. If a source would deal damage to a creature you control, it deals that much damage -1 to that creature instead. Ah, that's actually pretty sick. So you have infinite board wipes for your opponent, but all your creatures survive because they take 1 less damage. And your creatures will always stay on the battlefield, so Pestilence sticks on the battlefield. That bad combo actually works. It's actually quite a good combo. We're actually starting the show off with a bunch of good combos. Usually you guys have like really convoluted garbage combos. But that's the point of the show. We like the garbage combos. It's all about the garbage combos. All right, Rated Lex, so what do you have for us? Fractured Identity, which is like a 1-card combo. Fractured Identity. And you don't win, they lose. What? Exile target. You're missing a card here. Fractured Identity and period. You don't win, they lose. I think... Is that a card? You don't win, they lose. I don't think that's a card, though. What's your other card, Rated Lex? I didn't include Phage. We've seen this one before, but that's fine. For anyone who's never seen it before, Phage! So you Fractured Identity a Phage. Who's Phage? I guess you have to get it onto the battlefield somehow. Is Fractured Identity an instant? No, it's a sorcery. Okay, you get a Phage on the battlefield somehow. Which says, when Phage... Sorry, if it enters the battlefield, if you didn't cast it from your hand, you lose the game. So Fractured Identity says, exile target non-land permanent. You exile your Phage. Each player other than its controller creates a token of it. So basically, everyone else gets a Phage. And guess what? It just magically showed up out of nowhere. And now you are absolutely magically dead. The whole board is gone. Yeah, Phage the Unthinkable. Everyone knows this combo. Actually, I would like to say like every third show, this Phage Fractured Identity thing shows up. It's on the thumbnail of one of my bad combos that actually works. Okay, well, where's a freebie we could do here? Oh boy! Confounding Conundrum, please. Find a combo for this Confounding Conundrum. I really pumped it up in spoiler season. It became nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the Realm Razor. Realm Razor, for Naya 3 generic, it's a 4/2 beast, comes into play, remove all lands from the game. Why would we want to do that? When Realm Razor leaves play, return the removed cards to play tapped under their owner's control. Okay, so how does Confounding Conundrum work? It's a blue 1 generic enchantment, enters the battlefield, draw a card. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, and under an opponent's control, if that player had a land enter the battlefield under their control this turn, they return a land they control to its owners instead. That's insane! You remove all lands from the game, and then they're going to come back, except your lands aren't affected. You get to keep all 10 of your lands. But your opponents, this is like, I don't know, Upheaval the Armageddon. It's the Armageddon Upheaval. That's how I'm interpreting this combo. Because you bounce all their lands back to their hand. They get to keep 1, though. Keep only 1. If I understand this correctly. If that player had another land enter the battlefield under their control this turn, they return a land they control to its owner's hand. Well, actually, hold on. Does this work the way it works? Maybe they get just return 1 land. Is there going to be a trigger for each land that enters the battlefield? Whenever a land enters the battlefield, I guess it does trigger each land. Maybe they don't even get to keep 1. No, they get to keep 1. I think. I have no idea how this is going to trigger online. Now, while in trigger, sack Realm Razor. Oh my good. Wait. Oh. Really? With the trigger on the stack, so what, they don't... Well, yeah, I guess that's another combo that could also work. I hope this combo works. I've never seen it happen. I would have to see something. I would be very curious what this looks like on Arena or on Magic the Gathering Online. I have no idea. I hope it works, though. Steve Cooper. Okay, what do you got for us? It's Zach Braddock's birthday. Donation to him. Happy birthday, Zach. Happy birthday to... Okay, where's Zach? Is Zach in the house? Zach... Are you implying the Zach person is here? I don't see... Well, Zach, if you have a card, let me know. Oh, here we go. It's my birthday today, so I can give you a combo I love. And you didn't give me the combo. Where's our combo, Zach? Okay, I'm going to look out for you, Zach. Okay, here you are. Chancellor of the Forge. Everyone wish Zach Braddock a happy birthday in the comments section. We have a red, hold on, let's get the whole combo before I forget. Rite of Replication into Mystic Reflection. Sounds like it's gonna make a million permanents of some sort. Chancellor of the Forge. It's a red, 4 generic, 5/5 giant. You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, at the beginning of the first upkeep, get a 1/1 red goblin that has haste. When Chancellor of the Forge enters the battlefield, put X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens with haste onto the battlefield, where X is the number of creatures you control. Holy moly! How many of this? I know where this is going. So Rite of Replication, blue 2 generic, sorcery with a kicker of 5. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. If the spell was kicked, create 5 of those tokens instead. But then you also go Mystic Reflection. Choose target non-legendary creature, which is going to be the Chancellor of the Forge. The next time one or more creatures of the or planeswalkers enters the battlefield this turn, they enter as copies of the chosen creature. So you Rite of Replicate. I guess you first Mystic Reflection your Chancellor of the Forge. Then you Rite of Replication the Chancellor of the Forge. You make 5 copies. Now each 5 copies is going to put a 1/1 red goblin that's going to come into play as a Chancellor of the Forge. So it's basically Chancellor of the Forge enters the battlefield, make X Chancellor of the Forge creature tokens with haste on the battlefield, where X is the number of creatures you control. I have no idea how many you make off of this. Someone doing the calculus or the arithmetic, however you want to put it. Someone will figure it out. I'm not mathing it over here because, I mean, it's too early for me to do math. All right, you're gonna make me count all this stuff? No, it's not gonna work. This is where I just let Arena figure it out, and then afterwards I just count up how much damage I'm doing. Yeah, that's a lot. For each one, you get 5x, and then you're gonna get X tokens for all the creatures on the battlefield. You're gonna go to the moon. Okay, now next is a freebie one. Let's go to Raccoon. Grease Fang. You like vehicles, do you? Dermotaxi. Another Phage. Alright, to insta-kill a player. You want to get him in one shot. Dermotaxi plus Phage must be in the graveyard. Got it. What, you're gonna turn Phage into a vehicle or something? Okay, so we all know Phage. Enters the battlefield. If you didn't cast it, you die. Yeah, you're dead in one shot. Dermotaxi, a 2-mana 0/0 vehicle with imprint. As Dermotaxi enters the battlefield, exile a creature card from a graveyard. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control. Until end of turn, Dermotaxi becomes a copy of the exiled card, except it's a vehicle in addition to its other types. This cannot work! So hold on, you want to play Dermotaxi, exile the Phage, and then Dermotaxi goes to the graveyard? Doesn't it forget what was imprinted on it at that point? I don't think you can bring it back. And how does it work? Tap 2 untapped creatures you control. Until end of turn, Dermotaxi becomes a copy of the exile card, except it's a vehicle in addition to its other types. Then Grease Fang. At the beginning of combat on your turn, return target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. How is this supposed to work? So you bring the Dermotaxi. There's a battlefield, exile a creature. Tap 2 until in turn Dermotaxi becomes a copy. Oh, okay, forget it. You're not trying to give someone... Okay, there's more words on the Phage. There's more words on it. You're going the other angle. Whenever Phage deals combat damage to a creature, you destroy them. You destroy the creature, but also, if you deal damage to the player, they absolutely snap lose the game. In one shot. Okay, that actually works. That's cool. I like it. Yeah, both of them can be in the graveyard. So it enters the battlefield. You then exile this thing. So it does actually work. Yeah, we're going face angle. We're going to the face. And before you know it, you know, everyone one side's gonna be like, oh, it doesn't work. No, it actually does work. It works in the biggest way. It should. Dermotaxi isn't re-entering the battlefield. No, yeah. It will re-enter the battlefield. But that's okay. So Dermataxi's in the graveyard, and the way Greasefang works, at the beginning of combat on your turn, you return a vehicle card from the graveyard to the battlefield. So it was in the graveyard. It's now on the battlefield, and then you can go in for the win. Do you need one more to... Oh, no, you don't need to tap anything. It gains haste. Yeah. And you just go kill them. Beautiful. I love it. For once, we try to win with Phage by attacking. That doesn't happen so often. Joshua. What do you have for us, Joshua? Cura's Follower. Cura's Follower. And Deep Root Pill. Yeah, this is the new hotness. This is gonna happen in Pioneer. This is a Pioneer legal combo. Okay, so new card coming out, Deep Root Pilgrimage, blue 1 generic enchantment. Whenever one or more non-token merfolk you control become tapped, you create a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token with hexproof. So the easiest way to enable this is Cura's Follower. It's a blue-green 2/2 merfolk. Tapped 1-tap another target permanent. So you can untap the Cura's Follower. So you just have 2 Cura's Followers in play. Tap, so like tap, untap you, tap, untap you, tap, untap, and then do this infinitely. Every single time you tap, you make a 1/1 blue merfolk hexproof token. So you go infinite. There is an infinite creature combo going into Pioneer right now and all other formats. And in Commander, all you have to do is copy the Cura's Follower with like Glasspool Mimic or some sort of cloning effect. And yeah, it'll work that way too. So actually, this Deep Root Pilgrimage has a lot of combo potential going on over here. Also, the Pure Sight Marrow. These also works with Pure Sight Marrow as well. Pure Sight Marrow and Paradise Mantle. Oh, well, you want Thassa's Oracle as well. Hold on. How do I get this thing? Paradise Mantle. Okay, I'll do your combo, but also this works with the this also works with Deep Root Pilgrimage, because there's a combo with Pure Sight Marrow. It's a 2/2 merfolk with a Azorius untap, and you can look at the top card of your library. You may remove it from the game, but you can also combo with Paradise Mantle, where it's an equipment. You tap the creature to add a mana, so you put it on the Pure Sight Marrow, tap it to add a blue, then untap it and use its ability. So look at the top card of your library. So you can just do nothing and just tap untap itself like a million times, and again make a million merfolk creature tokens. But the traditional way of winning with this is Thassa's Oracle. Oops. A way more lamer way to win the game. But, you know, a pretty traditional way to win the game. So you exile cards from your library until... I mean, you might exile your entire deck and play Thassa's Oracle from your hand. Or you look for your Thassa's Oracle, because you can do that with Pure Sight Marrow. Look at the top card of your library, remove it from the game if you want. And then you just keep removing cards until you see Thassa's Oracle. Draw it for the turn or draw it immediately, and then exile the rest of your deck. And then all of a sudden you win the game right over there. Another Thassa's Oracle victory. Another lame win condition. That's how it works around here. Traditions are lame. It's very traditional to win, to combo win with Thassa's Oracle. Okay, Ryan, thank you very much for your super chat. Changeling Titan. Changeling? Oh god, why is so many cards? Do you know what? You super chatted, so I'm not going to complain. We have... Oh, are you just saying any random Changeling? We're going to choose the Amoeba. Hero? Is there literally a card called Hero? Oh, it's called Changeling Hero. It's a very specific Changeling. What's the comma in there for? Okay, Changeling Berserker. The Berserker. And Reaper King. So everything's not a Changeling. They're Scarecrows, are they? Scarecrow. Okay, we got... I hope you all know what Reaper King is. It's a Wooburg for a 6/6. Other Scarecrows you control get +1/+1. Whenever another Scarecrow comes into play under your control, destroy target permanent. Okay, okay. A rule around here is if you give me 4 cards, you gotta explain a little bit of this to me, all right? Because a lot of these cards, they have tons of different words on it. I don't know if I want to interpret all this. So we have a random 7/7 Changeling that champions a creature. Comes to play second unless you remove another creature you control from the game. I'm not sure why you need the Titan. Changeling Hero. It's a 4/4 Changeling. Champion also needs to champion a creature, but also has lifelink. Remember, champion a creature means you gotta sack it unless you remove another creature you control from the game. When it leaves play, you can return that creature back to play. Are they gonna, like, blink each other or something? Okay, and then we have Changeling Berserker. It's a haste creature, also champions a creature. So I'm guessing you play this, then you champion it, and then you champion again, and then what, do you sacrifice the Changeling Titan? Because how does this work with the Reaper King? Whenever another Scarecrow comes into play under your control, destroy target permanent. How does this work? Champion each creature. But then what? Like, don't they just die? Don't they kill all each other? So, okay, hold on. You play it, you blow something up, you champion a creature, you blow something up and champion that thing away. Then you champion this, you play another champion. So do you blow itself up, which then reveals this one and blows something else up again, and then, no, you can blow itself up? No, I don't know why you'd want to do that. Yo, the -1 Scarecrow I got for 25 cents is overpowered. It's just, I don't know what this is working, how this works. Like, it's, I sort of see a combo here, or if you kill, like, if you kill my shapeshifter, well, then you have to deal with the next one that will also destroy permanents, like permanents that protect each other. But you can also just kill the Reaper King. I don't understand, I don't get it. Richard also is a Scarecrow fan, but I don't get how this combo works. Hold on, who submitted this combo? You have any explanation for this, Ryan? They all blink each other in the loop? How? They all die. Whenever another Scarecrow comes into play, like, none of them blink each other. Champion a creature. You need one of them. The 3 Changeling loop each, because championing one each bring... Oh, it's like Oblivion Ring. That's right. It's until it leaves... Okay, it's like Oblivion Ring. Okay, I got it. Yeah. So they just loop each other over and over and over again. Because you remove one. And then if you remove that one, it reveals the other one. Which then blows up the... removes the Changeling Titan. And then you get a bunch of... Okay, I got it. It took a while. It took a while, right? You know, these things... But they're not so obvious to me, you know. I've never seen this. I've seen Oblivion Ring in action, removes itself like a million times, but I've never seen any creatures championing themselves over and over again. Okay, that was a super chat, so let's go to Emerald. Okay, the Wandering Emperor. And Luxior Guide as Gift. Luxior Terra Eternal. What the hell combo is this? There's so many cards. Restless Prairie. It's not even a super chat. Poison the Cup. Why do you need so many cards? You really need this many cards. This combo's never happening. And Polymorph. I know more combos that require like 2 cards with Polymorph than this. Okay. What does Polymorph have to do with any of this? You fail to poison the Wandering Emperor and instead turn her into a llama. Emperor's New Groove reference. What the hell? Okay, the Wandering Emperor. As long as it entered the battlefield this turn, you may activate her loyalty abilities anytime you can cast an instant. I have no idea why this would work at all. So you failed to poison the Wandering Emperor and instead turn her into a... So you are trying hard to make a movie reference. Equip Luxior, have Terra on board, turn land into llama, poison Emperor. In response, use Polymorph to turn Emperor into llama and give her indestructible. What the hell? Equip permanent isn't a planeswalker and is a creature in addition to their other types. And then we have Terra Eternal. All lands are indestructible. Restless Prairie is a 3/3 llama when you activate her. Poison the Cup. Destroy target creature. So we attempt to destroy... We attempt to destroy... What? The Wandering Emperor? Yes. And then, wait, you want to but you can't polymorph in response. In response, use polymorph. You can't. It's a sorcery. It doesn't even work. You can't even do that on the stack. So what does the poison do? Destroy target creature. Oh, I see. So you poison. It actually resolves. No, it doesn't matter. Hold on. This thing, Restless, this Terra Eternal only makes things indestructible. I actually don't think this technical role-playing doesn't even work. Because you cannot in response polymorph the creature. And then what do we even do? Can be regenerated. Its controller reveals cards on the top of their library until he or she reveals a creature card. I guess there's maybe a llama in the deck. Sorry, true polymorph. There's another polymorph card. Polymorph. Blue, 4 generic. All right, we need a lot of mana for this combo. Target artifact or creature becomes a copy of another target. Ah, okay. So then in response to it getting poisoned, you then turn the Emperor into a llama. That was just fantastic. Whoops, this is not it. Sorry, where's my... I need better labels for this. No, there we go. I want an applause. Congratulations! You made this thing work. Barely. But it does work. Brian with the super chat. Venser Course Puppet. Venser? Wait, is it just... Is it Venser Course? Venser Puppet? Is there a comma in here? Oh, there is. Oh, it's Corpse. Corpse Puppet. And we have Dross. You know, if you're on the super chats, you're not in a rush. Just, you know, give me the cards with the right spelling, please. And Throne of Geth. Throne of Geth. Okay, Throne of Geth is a 2 generic mana artifact. Sack an artifact, and you get to proliferate. Draw Scorpion is a 4 mana 3/1. Whenever the Scorpion or another artifact is put into a graveyard from play, you may untap target artifact. I'm guessing it's going to be this one. And then we have Venser Corpse Puppet. It's a blue, black 1/3 Phyrexian zombie wizard with lifelink and toxic 1. Whenever you proliferate, choose 1. If you don't control a creature named the Hollow Sentinel, create a 3/3 Hollow Sentinel, legendary 3/3 colorless Phyrexian artifact creature token. And target artifact creature you control gains flying and lifelink until end of turn. I guess you're going to you're going to get the golem. You want the legendary golem. Whenever draw Scorpion, another artifact is put into a graveyard from play, you untap an artifact. How do we... Oh, yeah, and then you tap this, sack the golem, and with that, you get to untap the artifact and proliferate. And whenever you get the counter, whenever you proliferate, you get the 3/3 golem. You get to have infinite proliferate and infinite... Isn't it just infinite proliferate? I think that's it. Infinite proliferate, because you have to keep sacking that golem to the Throne of Geth, so you actually don't get anywhere. Unless you have 2 copies of the... Sorry, 2 copies of Venser, which is impossible. That's cheating. It's legendary. But it works. Iris with Marith. Rosie Cotton. Is that a call? That's a real card. Rosie Cotton. And Cryptic... Is it really Cryptic? Or is it Crypt? I'm assuming it's going to spelled with Y. Cryptic Trilobite. Maybe it was spelled with an I. What's the English word for crypt? Oh no, it was a Cryptic Trilobite. I don't know. It's hard to spell that damn word. I'm not gonna blame you. Cryptic Trilobite. It is a very creepy looking creature. If I saw that crawling around my bathroom floor, I would kill in an instant. It's an XX00 creature, and there's a battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Remove a counter from it. Oh, you get double mana. That's insane. It's like the walking ballista of mana. 2 colorless. Spend the mana only to activate abilities. Okay, well that sucks. Okay, pay 1, tap. Put a counter on your Trilobite. And then we've got Rosie Cotton of South Lane, a white 2 generic 1/1. Enters the battlefield, create a food token. Whenever you create a food token, put a counter on target creature you control other than Rosie, which is probably our Trilobite. And what are we going to do with all that mana? We're going to use Marith, the Will of the Wild. For Naya, it's a 0/0 elemental beast. Enters the battlefield with a number of counters on it equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it. And then we can use that. It's got a very special activated ability over here. Pay X, remove X +1/+1 counters from Marith, choose 1. Put X counters on target creature, or Marith deals X damage to target creature, or put an XX green elemental creature token onto the battlefield. But you're going infinite anyway. This is infinite, right? So hold on, whenever you create a token... Oh, so you actually have to make the tokens, because the tokens give you the counters, which get converted into mana, and that mana gets converted into creature tokens, which gives you the +1/+1 counters. Is that how it works around here? Put an XX green. I think you just get infinite creatures. It's good stuff. It's sponsor time. It's sponsor time. Because if you're looking for your you want to play some bad Magic the Gathering combos that actually work, you're going to want to buy them from FusionGamingOnline.com, because that's how you support the channel. Fusion Gaming helped pay some bills around here. And you can also get, you heard of that Cura combo with the Deeproot Pilgrimage? Well, you can pre-order that. It's a Lost Caverns of Ixalan card game from FusionGamingOnline.com. Jank combos come at a discount now, because if you buy any of their heavily played and damaged cards, because they're all, when they've gone through the dryer a few times, it's already like 50% off. You now get an additional 20% off all those crazy damaged cards. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout for an additional 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. The ability to play any deck, any format, anytime you want. And whenever a new set comes out, it shakes up the metagame like crazy. Experiment with the new hotness when you're renting the cards with Mana Traders. Because you never know when that deck just isn't even going to work the next week after that, because some new tech is found every second. Aspiring Spikes just change in the metagame each day and week in and week out. And you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_XQJ. Yes, I love the sponsor segments. It makes me more money. Why wouldn't I like the sponsored segments? Alright, super chat time. It's super chat time. It's super chat time. Who's up next? Stephen Hope. You're up. Stony Brook Schoolmaster. Hermetic Study. An Intruder Alarm. I saw a cheeky tweet the other day. Oh wow, you broke Intruder Alarm. Intruder Alarm is like broken like every single set that comes out. Okay, we have a blue 2 generic enchantment. Creatures don't untap. However, whenever a creature comes into play, untap all the creatures. Hermetic Study, a blue 1 generic enchantment. Enchanted creature has tap. This creature deals 1 damage to target creature or player. What are we going to put it on? The Stony Brook Schoolmaster, because for a white 2 generic, it's a 1/2. Whenever it becomes tapped, you put a 1/1 blue Merfolk Wizard creature token into play. So tap it, you get your token, you deal a damage to somebody, but then because the creature token comes into play, you untap all the creatures, which then means you can re-tap your Stony Brook, get another creature. I mean, you're going to base it. It's funny, you get infinite creatures, but really, actually, you're just going to, like, infinitely, like, smack your opponent for, like, 1 damage each turn. Do another one, and another one. And before you know it, you played yourself. Okay, freebie section. Ali! With Dictate of Erebos. Erebos? I don't know how to spell Dictate of Erebos. There we go. Plunge into Darkness. Works best with a bunch of tokens, I imagine. Okay, Dictate of Erebos, black 3 generic flash. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent sacks a creature. And then we've got Plunge into Darkness. Choose 1. Sacrifice any number of creatures, ideally your tokens. You gain 3 life for each sacked creature, or pay X life, then look at the top X cards of your library. Put one of those cards into your hand, remove the rest from the game. It's got Entwine. Choose both if you pay the Entwine cost. So the idea is... Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent... Oh, so you just sack your board. You're board wiping the hard way. Board wiping the super hard way. But you get value. Because you get value. Actually, you get a lot of value. Because you, at the very least, look at the top X cards of your library, put one of the cards into your hand. Not bad. It's only 3 mana, too. What's the point of Entwine? Choose both if you pay the Entwine cost. That's just Kicker. This looks so much more like Kicker. They really cheated. Phyrexian Unlife and Solemnity, we've seen that a million times. That's a good combo. We want bad combos here. Jay Jones, that's how this show works. You're not allowed to post good combos, only bad combos. Let's take a look at another freebie one. Jacob with Borborygmos, Enrage, and Keen Sense. That is not something I've ever... That's a combo I've never heard together. Borborygmos. Which one? Enraged? And Keen Sense? Does that work? Keen Sense is the aura that makes you draw a card whenever you deal damage. Oh, it's any damage. Okay, so a green enchantment, whenever a enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent in any way, you draw a card. And then we have Borborygmos Enrage. It's a green, red 4 generic for a 7/6 trampler. So whenever it deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. You put all land cards revealed this way into your hand, the rest into your graveyard. Discard a land. You can deal 3 damage to target creature. Is it any target? Oh, they errated it, actually. It's even stronger. It's 3 damage to any target, so even planeswalkers. But the point is, you shoot them for 3, and then you get to... You're going to... First off, you draw a card, and you're going to, reveal the top 3 cards of your library, and then all lands go into your hand. Make sure your deck is big enough. Because I don't even think this would work very well in Commander. I think you would just deck yourself. Well, I guess you just have to make sure you have, like, an Emrakul in your deck or something. Or not Emrakul, because that's banned. But, you know, an Eldrazi. Make sure your deck, make sure, the deck is 99 cards. You're gonna run out really quickly. You just have to make sure you have enough Eldrazi so that you just keep looping it over and over again. It's not only combat damage, it's any damage. Hold on, did Keen Sense get redded to combat damage? No, it's any damage. See, some cards say... Some say combat damage, but then some say any damage. Whenever an enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent through any means, it'll get them. So it actually, it definitely does work. Great card. Yeah, 98 lands plus Keen Sense. Oh yeah, this could be your legendary creature. We need tutors to get to your Keen Sense. That'd be a wild commander deck. All right, next super chats. We got from Platonic Liquid. It's Phage Day. It's Phage Day. You use Stifle. Satoru Umazawa. Phage again. Phage, you're back. You're so popular, Phage. You're the most popular card that no one's supposed to cheat into play. It's like a challenge unlocked, really. And then Stifle. It's all about the challenge. Okay, it's a blue... Stifle is counter target activated or triggered ability. I bet the deal is you want to cheat it in play and then counter it. When Phage enters the battlefield, if you didn't cast it from your hand, you lose the game. So you stifle that, so it's not gone. And then we have... What is Satoru Umazawa? It's a black-blue, 1 generic, 2/4. Whenever you activate a ninjutsu ability, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. This ability triggers only once each turn, but you do have the ability. Each creature card in your hand has ninjutsu for a black, blue, and 2 generic. So you ninjutsu your Phage, and you just counter the thing that, makes you lose, and then you make them lose. Man, they are going to feel so silly when they see your Stifle. It's a guaranteed... Oh yeah, it's true, because you were attacked. They didn't block. Well, I mean, they have a very small window to kill the Phage. Not a lot of things kill Phage. Doomblade don't work. Fatal Push don't work. Big butt on this Phage, so Lightning Bolt don't work. Do you get mana flooded before you get the combo? I don't know. You mean for the Borborygmos combo? Borborygmos. I like that. Borborygmos. All right, next, Christopher B has a combo here. Throne of the Grim Captain. And what, any changeling? What's a changeling I should get? Whatever. Changeling something. The Amoebid Changeling. Okay, what about this? So how does this single-handedly combo with the thing? It's a 2-mana artifact, legendary. Tap, mill 2 cards. Craft with a dinosaur, merfolk, pirate, or vampire. And 4? Or vampire 4. Exile this... Okay, pay 4, exile this artifact. Exile the 4 from among permanents you control. And or cards in your graveyard. Return this card transformed under its owner's control. I don't get it. So hold on. So craft with exile. What does that mean? 4. Okay, so 4. You paid 4. Exile the 4 from among Oh, so you need four changelings in play. And then you get the Grim Captain. The captain of this ship. It's a 7/7 menace, trample, lifelink, and hexproof creature. Whenever the Grim Captain attacks, each opponent sacrifices a non-land permanent, then you may put an exiled creature card used to craft the Grim Captain onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking. I'm sure there's some good changelings that combo with this. The changeling is just a substitute for everything. It's a crack filler, you know? It fills in the cracks. And for some people's deck, it's like the entire substance. Just don't expect to win with just changelings. Next super chat from Rated Lex. Rated Lex for mature. Okay, Urborg. The Tomb one. Then Karma. The Karma. I think there's one card called Karma. Darian. You didn't have an explanation. What is this? 4 cards, no explanation. Soul Warden. Okay, Soul Warden, creatures enter the battlefield. You gain a life. Darian, I'm not familiar with. We have a white, 4 generic, 3/3 human soldier. Whenever you deal damage, you put that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. You just create that many tokens. So for each of those tokens, you gain life from the Soul Warden. Then we have Karma. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Karma deals damage to that player equal to the number of swamps he or she controls. So I guess you have some swamps in your deck? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, at the beginning of each player's upkeep. Oh, and everyone has swamps. So everyone gets dealt damage from the, everyone gets dealt damage from Karma. But for you, it's a wash. Because you're going to gain creatures for all the damage that you take. And all those creatures just get nullified by the Soul Warden. I like this. Also, you could play a little bit risky. I mean, you don't need the Soul Warden on the battlefield. If you have more life than everybody else and they have a lot more lands in play, they might just die to the Urborg combo before you do. I like that. And you get creatures also. But if you have Soul Warden, it's basically like a lock. You just don't take any damage. Vic the Foxy Gamer is 30 minutes behind the rest of the stream. You champion your champion over and over again. Yeah, we got it. We got it, Vic. Can't wait for Vic to see this 30 minutes later. You know, there's if you're watching live, there's like this button. It says live. I think if it's red, that means you're watching it live. But if it's gray, you're like far behind the stream. But you know, it's fine. You can watch the stream at any point you want. Okay, L Jones is like, okay, I'm gonna try again. Lich plus Transcendence. I've never heard of it. And I'm assuming this is the Lich. The Lich of all Liches. And Transcendence. It's okay, everyone makes the mistake of posting a good combo card. Okay, white, 3 generic. You don't lose the game for having 20 or less life. And when you have 20 or more life, you lose. If you have 20 or more life, you lose the game. Whenever you lose life, you gain 2 life for each 1 life you lost. How does that work with Lich? Enters the battlefield, you lose life equal to your life total, so you have nothing. You don't lose the game, however, for having 0 or less life. If you would gain life, draw that many cards instead. Ooh, this is going to be pretty good. So you take damage, you gain life, and instead you draw the cards. Whenever you're dealt damage, sacrifice that many non-token permanents. If you can't, you lose the game. Whenever you're dealt damage. Are you still going to sack permanents? When Lich is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you lose the game. Don't worry, you're not going to lose your Lich. Just make sure that you keep drawing cards and keep putting stuff on the battlefield. Vic is still trying to explain that one. This is all very funny. All this typing is killing my arthritis. You got to you copy and paste, Toads. Copy and paste. All right, we're gonna get you, Toads. I'm gonna get to you. So you know your arthritis is not gonna be so bad. You gotta. I'm sure Emerald figured that one out a long time ago. You gotta copy and paste. Okay, Wall of Shadows. Copy and paste works on PC and mobile. Entangler, ultimate blocker. You're too old for copy and paste? Come on. Is it black? Entangler ultimate. I'll just look. Entangler ultimate. What is this card? Oh, is it? Maybe it's just Entangler. The Entangler. I guess it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, we have a white 2 generic enchant creature. Enchant creature may block any number of creatures, just like 100. Actually, it's not like 100-handed one, because that's very limited. Wall of Shadows, black 1 generic 0/1. Damage dealt to Wall of Shadows by creatures it blocks is reduced to 0, and Wall of Shadows cannot be the target of spells or effects that can target only wall. What? Yeah, what does this thing say? Prevent all damage that be dealt to Wall of Shadows by a creature it's blocking. Wall of Shadows can't be the target of spells that can target only walls. That's those are very narrow abilities. So you basically can block as much stuff as you want, and you will take no damage. Unlimited blocker, indestructible. I did not see my first super chat entered. Face orange biting nails. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, next we get back to them super chats. I love the super chats. Necrotic Ooze and Devoted Druid. Devoted Druid. And oh yeah, and that needs to be in the graveyard apparently. And then Morsel Hoarder also needs to be in the graveyard. I like this. I like the clarification there. Necrotic Ooze, black 2 generic 4/3. As long as Necrotic Ooze is on the battlefield, it has all activated abilities of all creatures in the graveyard. So you get infinite mana with your, or not, maybe not infinite mana with your Devoted Druid. Okay, Devoted Druid says you can tap to add a green, but you can also put a -1/-1 counter on it to untap it. But then we're gonna use Morsel Hoarder. Comes into play with 2 -1/-1 counters on it. But if you remove a -1/-1 counter from Morsel Hoarder, you add a mana of any color to your mana pool. So you have infinite. You actually have double infinite mana. Half that infinite mana is green mana. The other half is whatever the hell you want. Do you like infinite mana? Well, you can have double the infinite mana instead. That's how it works around here. Next super chat from, oh, Ryan is back. You love the Scarecrows. I know you love the Scarecrows. Love my Scarecrow deck. Donate later, Nikachu. All right, Ryan is looking out for the coffee crew. Let's donate this one to King Ginger, who also donates tons. Celestial Convergence. Plus Ether Vial. What does that have to do? And then Vampire Hexmage. What do any of these cards have to do with each other? At end step, Violent Hexmage, sack and remove all counters from Convergence. Oh, so you want to get someone with a surprise? Okay, Celestial Convergence is a white 2 generic enchantment. Comes into play with 7 Omen counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove an Omen counter from Celestial Convergence. If there are none, the player with the highest life total wins the game. If 2 or more players are tied for the highest life total, the game is a draw. So basically, you want to activate your Ether Vial on 2. Your opponents say, yeah, no response. Then you Vampire Hexmage in, and I guess you just remove all the counters and try to get them right then and there. You had your chance to interact, and you didn't. But they could still like interact with the Hexmage trigger on the stack. I think that still works out. But it works. And honestly, you don't even need the Ether Vial. The Ether Vial is just a style points thing. Okay, Ryan. Ugh, why do I even go for the big ones? Avenging Druid. Psionic Gift. Retreat to Coral Helm. And Guy's Blessing. Tap the Avenging Druid to put a land from your library into play untapped and do infinite damage. Your worst combo. Worst as in bad or worst as in amazingly damaging. Okay, Guy's Blessing. What's the blessing for? So I guess the deal is just make sure you don't mill yourself or something. Because when it hits the graveyard from your library, you shuffle your graveyard into your library. Retreat to Coral Helm. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, you can choose one. Tap or untap target creature or scry one. How is this supposed to work? Tap the Avenging Druid to put a land from your library into play? I don't know what the retreat thing is for. Whenever the Avenging Druid deals damage to any of the opponents, you reveal cards from your library until you reveal a land card. Put into play, so you get a land. And Psychic Psionic Gift says enchanted creature deals. Oh, this is another deal damage. So you equip this thing, smack them for like a singular point of damage. And after that, you're going to look for lands. When the land enters the battlefield, you untap this thing, and you just do it internally, or eternally, or for as many lands as you have in your deck, actually. And at some point, it's going to run out. You can make sure that you don't mill yourself with the guy's blessing. Cool. Cool stuff. Next super chat from Yo Little Ted. Yo Little Teddy, what do you got for us? Sorceress Queen plus Merfolk Thaumaturgist. Merfolk Thumb. I'm just going to look up Merfolk Thumb. Whatever that is. Merfolk Thaumaturgist. It's a blue 2 generic 1/2. Merfolk Wizard. Tap. Switch target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Sorceress Queen. Black 1 generic. With a 1/1. Tap. Target creature other than Sorceress Queen is a 0/2 until end of turn. Oh, okay. So you target a creature, make it a 0/2. And then all of a sudden, you like just basically pick this thing. Your opponent's going to realize, oh, 0 power turns into 0 toughness. And then they're dead. That works. That's actually a really good combo. That's a great combo. It's simple and effective. It's 2 cards. They're also not useless by themselves. Like this one particularly, at least turns like it basically turns an attacking creature into crap. So the Sorcerer's Queen is good. Underrated card, I would say. Kalanteras with Cinderwall. Glyph of Destruction. And Fling? Yeah, what's a combo without Fling? Everyone loves Fling. Even if it doesn't even kill the person. They're not going to kill them, or they're going to deal a lot of damage to them. Okay, Fling, sack a creature, deal damage equal to its power to a target. Glyph of Destruction says, target wall you control gains plus 10, plus 0. Any damage dealt to target wall is reduced to 0. Target wall is destroyed at end of turn. Well, that's okay. We're going to destroy it before it even gets to destroy itself. And then we have Cinderwall. Defender, when Cinderwall blocks, destroy it at end of combat. So is this like any wall? Whenever it blocks, destroy it. So I think it's like any wall, Glyph of Destruction, fling it for like 20 damage or 13 damage in this case. That is a lot of damage. I don't know if it's going to kill somebody, but it is a lot of damage. Does this go bigger than I think? Target wall you control just gets plus 10 plus 0. I think you should have chosen another wall that's even bigger or something. Okay, next up we got John. John is around. Door to Nothingness plus Radiant Performer. Those who enter the Door to Nothingness are fools. Radiant Performer. Target yourself with the door. Oh god! Okay, Radiant Performer, red 3 generic for a 2/2. Human Wizard, flash. Enters the battlefield. If you cast it from your hand, choose target spell or ability that targets only a single permanent or player. Copy that spell or ability for each other permanent or player of the spell that the spell or ability could target. Each copy targets a different one of those permanents and players instead. So the idea is, I don't know how you have all this mana. You double Wooburg, target yourself. With it on the stack, you hold priority. You say, okay, everyone, I'm holding priority. Nothing's going to resolve. You can't even play spells yet. Because I'm going to bring in the Radiant Performer and copy it. So all the copies go on the stack, and each one will resolve on your opponent's first, and you lose the game, then the next person loses the game, then the next person loses the game. Which means by the time Door to the Nothingness comes to you, you've already won the game. It's over. GG. This is like ETB and then GG. I like that. That's a good combo. And it's a 2-card combo. It does require a lot of mana, though. Some assembling required. Who did I get yet today? Did we get Mr. Deadhead? Fireball and Immodane? Like the Fireball? Is this really a 2-card combo? Red 2 generic for a 4/4. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control that targets only a single creature deals damage to that creature, Immodane deals that much damage to each opponent. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control targets only a single creature Deals damage to that creature. Imodane deals that much damage to each opponent. But that's like what Earthquake or... Oh, no, this is Fireball. Oh, okay. So you deal so much damage, and then... So I guess you deal as much damage as you can to a singular creature, and then it wipes everybody else at the same time. That is a combo that actually works. Some might also call that synergy. That is synergy. Yeah, so many combos with red. We got a lot of red players in the chat. Everyone loves red. The idea of burning someone down is just so appealing. Unfortunately, it sort of sucks in Commander. The burn players and mill players are like some of the two most common like types of Magic players, and they're both put at a massive disadvantage in Commander. Maybe that's why they made the limit 99 cards to make the mill players make it extra difficult, and then 40 life to make it more difficult for the burn players. In the beginning, there was 40 life and 99 cards. And the mill players and the burn players cringed like crazy. Balder, here's one for the chat. Thanks so much, Balder. All right, who's getting a freebie? Let's give it to Sean McCartney. Root Maze. Mana Vortex. And Chronotog. I don't know, are we getting infinite turns or infinite mana? Chronotog. Chronotog? There we go. Chronotog is skip your next turn. Gets +3/+0 until end of turn. Uses ability only once each turn. Oh, I forgot. Actually, people like this card so you don't have to reach your upkeep anymore. Basically, the game keeps going on, but you don't get any more turns. Are there any decks that can operate like that? Like they don't want to take their turn, and like they can make untaps and draws through like other cards. That sounds fun. Blue, okay, Mana Vortex. Blue, 1 generic. When you cast Mana Vortex, you may sacrifice a land. If you don't, counter more Mana Vortex. All right, so as an additional cost to cast this spell, you sack a land. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a land. Oh, so if you never take your turn, you never sacrifice lands. Whenever there are no lands on the battlefield, you sacrifice Mana Vortex. You people are going to keep sacking your lands so long as that... This is like a 2-card combo by itself, really. Chronotog and Mana Vortex. And you have Root Maze. Artifacts and lands come into play tapped. That doesn't seem even necessary. That's like just rubbing salt in the wound. But it works. It does work. Okay, next super chat. We've got... Oh, no, we did this. That was a super chat. That was a donated super chat. Who else didn't get something? Crab Tribe, you got one today? Oh, God. Oh, wait, it's only 3 cards. Amareth. And we have Foundry, Inspector, and Sensei's Divining Top. Sensei's D! The top of Sensei's D. Okay, Amareth the Lustrous is a Bant 3 generic 6/6 flying dragon. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control... Actually, you gave me some explanation. In response to Amareth's ETB for the top, activate the top itself, and the dragon sees the top for the top, which is silly and gives infinite draw. Really? Okay, so whenever another permanent enters the battlefield you control, look at the top card of your library. If it shares a card type with that permanent, you may reveal that card and put it into your hand. So whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control... So you play top, and in response to this trigger, activate, put on the top. Oh yeah, it would work like that, wouldn't it? Yeah, so when it resolves... Yeah, so you play top, activate, put it on top of your deck. So what's this middling card work? What's the point of this thing? Foundry Inspector. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Ah, okay, so you can play your top for forever, because it costs 0! Costs nothing. That's cash money right there. That's value. That does work, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, the top is the top. The top. I'm going to put my top on top. Hold on, does that work? Yeah, it goes on top and goes to your hand. You got to recast it over and over again. Okay, next super chat from Sebastian in blue deck. That's not a combo. But we have Tree of Perdition and Awakened Awareness. Yes, it will be a blue deck. Okay, blue X. It's an aura, enchant, an artifact, or a creature. And whenever Awakened Awareness enters the battlefield, put X+1/+1 counters on enchanted permanent. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it has base power and toughness 1/1. You get to put... So if it's a creature, enters the battlefield, put X+1/+1. So you can buff something up, but if it's a creature, it becomes like a 1/1. That is a weird card. So Tree of Perdition says, exchange target opponent's life total with Tree of Perdition's toughness. Oh my goodness! So you basically will turn somebody's life total into a 1/1. You just put this into play for like 2 mana. That's crazy. People won't know what hit them. And then the Tree of Perdition is enormous. Richard says, not trying to be a jerk, but I wish they would reprint Dissension. Well, maybe one day. Just yell at them. Keep yelling at Mark Rosewater. They listen to us sometimes. It has a little bit of lag, but they do reprint cards. They do it. The problem is they print more cards than they can reprint, which is very unfortunate. Is there anyone I didn't get to today? Because I swore I got to everybody. Maybe I didn't get to Will. I don't know. Will keeps posting this thing. Okay, Altar of the Brood. Banishing Knack. Mirren Spy. I actually don't like Altar of the Brood as a combo card because it makes my brain hurt always. It's just one of those cards. Okay, what is Banishing Knack? Come on, come on. I'm pressing enter, it's doing nothing. Mirren Spy. I swear, is that a Merfolk Spy? Can't remember. Don't crap out on me, Scryfall. I have a lot of super chats to get through still. Looks like Scryfall's having a stroke at the moment. I'm surprised by how many 2-card combos you guys made up today. Usually, 2-card combos are tough. You guys like the 3-card, 4-card, 5-card combos. And Urza's... Urza's Bauble. Oh, it's a drone. Okay, Urza's Bauble I know. I've heard of that one. It's actually a tournament playable card. 0-mana artifact. Sack it. Look at a card at random in target player's hand. Hold on, do we get an explanation of this? No. Wins on next draw. Ceteris Paribus. I have no idea what that means. Okay, Mirren Spy. Flying. When you cast an artifact spell, you may untap target creature. So I'm assuming when we cast this card, we get to untap something. What are we untapping? Untapping. Oh, probably this card? When you cast an artifact spell, you may untap target creature. So Banishing Knack is also a blue instant. Until end of turn, target creature gains return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Ah, so you can bounce this thing over and over again for eternity. And draw a lot of cards next turn. And Altar of the Brood says, whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent puts the top card of their library into the graveyard. So you get infinite draw, and also you get infinite milling. The milling deck has won. Bro, you traveled in time and just told me that. I did. I do that, don't I? That's funny. Okay, now we just have to get through all them super chats. We got David J in the house. Reaper King, Rite of Replication. I swear we just saw a Reaper King. Oh no, we had Reaper King and Rite of Replication in 2 different combos. Rite of Replication. So you want 1 billion, destroy 25? Is that how this works? Oh, they're all simultaneously going to enter the battlefield and trigger off of each other. So, you make 5. Rite of Replication will create 5. No, it's more than that. It's more than 26. You get 6. 5 times 6, you get 30. Because you still get the triggers from the original, you're not accounting for the original Reaper King over here. So, you make a copy of... You make 5 more Reaper Kings. They all enter the battlefield. So 5 of them will trigger 6 times. And you get to destroy 30 permanents. Yeah, that's right. 30! And if it's 1-on-1, well, I guess you lose everything. It all goes straight to the graveyard. Okay, next super chat coming from Platonic Liquid. What sound effect do I give you? Ah, I give you this one. Shahili, the Gifted. Or Sahili. I think I call her Shahili all the time. Sahili, the Gifted. Plus Displacer Kitten. Enter the Infinite. Of all the things you can do with Enter the Infinite, you choose this. In an artifact using her second ability, Enter the Infinite costs 4 with 8 artifacts. So we're just trying to get Enter the Infinite to be just cheaper. Okay, Enter the Infinite, 12 mana, draw cards equal to the number of cards in your library, and then put 1 card back. You have no maximum hand size. Okay, what is Sahili? I don't even know what this is. +1, create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. +1, the next spell you cast this turn costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control as you cast it. So you want 8 artifacts. So your combo is have 8 artifacts in play. And just cast this for 4 mana, which you have already because you cast the Sahili already. 1 less to cast for each artifact. All right. Affinity. You give everything affinity for artifacts in some way. And then Displacer Kitten. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Are you then making infinite tokens here? I think that's what it is. Then you create a 1/1 servo and just keep playing cards. Well, it's not infinite. It's like as many cards as you have in your hand. It's not even necessary. You're going to kill them with like some sort of combo in your hand. The 5 sees 4 and the original sees all 5. Other scarecrows. Oh, maybe you're right. It's the other scarecrow. Okay. If it says other scarecrow, you're right. Whenever another scarecrow comes into play under your control, destroy target. Okay, it is 30. No, it's 20. It's 25. It's 5 enter the battlefield. They see other 5. Okay, 25 is right. Gotcha. Otherwise, scarecrow would be destroy target permanent by itself. I find it hard to believe that you want to win with the token thing, though. Okay, hold on. No, it's to cast your whole deck. You use her second ability infinite times every time you cast an artifact for free. Oh yeah, absolutely. You'll cast artifacts for free. But okay, you cast your whole deck with the Sahili the Gifted, and make sure, and also with 8 artifacts. So basically, the combo also includes 8 artifacts in play to get your Enter the Infinite on for 4 mana. Next super chat from Mink Hao Lee. Thank you so much. Dovescape. Humility. And Ethereal Absolution. Ethereal Absolution equals soft lock. What is this card? Black-white for generic enchantment. Creatures get +1/+. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Your opponent's creatures get -1/-1. And for 4 mana, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. If it was a creature card, you create a 1/1 flying black and white spirit creature token with flying. I don't know what the point of that is. Oh yeah, okay, so humility, all creatures lose all abilities and have base power 1/1. So actually you kill all your opponent's creatures. And then Dovescape, whenever a player plays a non-creature spell, counter that spell, that player puts X 1/1 white and blue bird creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield, where X is the spell's converted mana cost. It's not really, I mean, it's a lock, right? It's just a stone cold lock. You play cards, you get 1/1s, they die, they're dead on the spot, your stuff lives. It's just a lock. It's the old classic lock. You lock them up, throw them in jail. It works. Steve Cooper. What do you got for Steve Cooper? Baldovian Rage. What the hell is this card? It's 5 cards. Baldovian Rage. Oger. Axonil. Deepest Might. Oh, that's all 1 card. Okay. Emodane. The Pyrohammer, not Mancer, and then make Oger big, and do big burn. I like how cavemen like you explain that. Just to make it simple for me. Make big ogre, big burn. Okay, well, how does this even work? Okay, we start off with the Baldovian Rage. Red axe target attacking creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. So we want to make Big Oger. Red, 2 generic 4/4 trample. If a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage other than Ogre's power to an opponent, that source deals damage equal to Ogre's power instead. Oh god. Make big Ogre! Make big burn! As explained. And then Immodane the Pyromancer, whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control targets and a single creature to that deals damage only to a single creature, it deals that damage to that creature. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control that targets only a single creature deals damage to that creature, Immodane deals that much damage to each opponent. So make a big and I guess you use shock or something. Yeah, it needs a shock. It needs something. You need a little spark to light the fire. I get it. You got a spark to light the fire. And then we have Spartan. Thank you so much, Spartan. Eternal Scourge. Another Ashnod's Altar. What's a show without a million Ashnod's Altars? Actually, this is the first Ashnod's Altar of the day. We had a Phyrexian altar earlier. Void Maw? Eater of the Dead. Paradise Mantle. You give me a 5-card combo and don't explain anything? Look, the last combo was make big creature, do big burn. I need that help once in a while, you understand? Alright, Paradise Mantle. What are we going to equip onto? The creature will tap to add mana. I guess maybe to the Eater of Days? Untap Eater of Days. Oh, I see. Okay, so you tap it for mana, untap it, remove target creature card in a graveyard. So we got infinite tapping and untapping there. We got the Void Maw for 6 mana, 4/5 Trampler. If another creature would be put into a graveyard from play, remove it from the game instead. Put a card removed from the game with Void Maw into its owner's graveyard. Void Maw gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So this removes stuff from the game, but I don't know how that relates to the Void Maw. Ashnod's Altar, you sack creatures to add mana. So you have infinite mana with the Eternal Scourge, because you can cast it from exile. Whenever it becomes the target of spell or ability, you exile Eternal Scourge. Oh, hold on. You sack it, you get the mana. With that mana, we remove it from the graveyard, and we can tap to add mana, but I have no idea what this part does. If another creature would be put in a graveyard from play, remove it from the game instead. Okay, so actually the Eternal Scourge just gets removed. Put a card removed from the game with Void Maw into its owner's graveyard. It's going back? So we remove it from the graveyard and it goes back to the graveyard. And this thing gets bigger. I think that works. Oh yeah, the 8 artifacts aren't necessary for your combo, but it does make it easier. Thanks so much for the super chat. But of course, if you already had, it's better when you have, it's better than paying 12 mana for the damn thing. Okay, does anyone know this combo? Like, I think it makes this creature infinitely big. If that's what I understand. But I don't understand the point of the Eater of Days. So, like, you sack your Eternal Scourge. It gets... oh, no, but okay, so it goes to the graveyard, but then it needs... okay, so it gets removed from the game, and then you can put the Scourge back in the graveyard, and then this guy will remove it from the game instead, so you can recast the Eternal Scourge. Does that go infinite? Oh yeah, it does, because you get 2 mana from here, and you get 1 mana from the Paradise Mantle on the Eater of Days. Okay, I think I figured it out. I think. Okay, next up, we've got King Ginger. Thank you so much, King Ginger. Filigree Sages. Never even heard of the card. Filigree. And then Empowered Auto Generator. And then Expelled. I like that, always that description at the end. It could be anything. Okay, Filigree Sages. Blue 3 generic, 2/3 Vidalcan Wizard. Pay a blue 2 generic, untap target artifact. We're probably gonna untap this thing. It's a 4 mana artifact, Empowered Auto Generator enters the battlefield tapped. Tap, put a charge counter on Empowered Auto Generator. Add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of charge counters on Empowered Auto Generator. Oh, so it is basically a perpetual energy machine, if I understand that correctly. And so once you get 3, then it basically pays for itself, and you can keep untapping the artifact over and over again. Oh, that's cool. And then, yes, of course, 1 X spell. Well, not in blue, though. I mean, I guess there's probably something in blue. You're like, capsize. You have infinite capsizes. Capsize everything back to everybody's hand. Infinite mana, capsize, buyback, capsize, buyback. That's how I do it. I'm going to fill in the last card, capsize. You bounce everything back to their hand. No one will get to stick a damn thing to the board anymore. Says me. Okay, Planetonic Liquid had a super chat. That is cash money, which means we donate it. We have 1 donation. Khrushchev, I've never heard of you before. Welcome to the show. We're going to look at your combo. The Wise Mothman. Never heard of a single Mothman. Forget the wise ones. Generous Patron. Psychic Corrosion. An opponent having any creature in play. What a combo. We need someone to have something in play, please. No combo decks at the table. Or pure combo decks. Okay, blue, 2 generic enchantment. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. Generous Patron. Green, 2 generic, 1/4. Enters the battlefield, support 2. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a creature you don't control, draw a card. So we need someone to have something in play. And then the Wise Mothman, looking for their sacred lamp. I want the lamp. Do you have it? Insert. It looks like the lamp is itself. The lamp in its head. Whenever the Wise Mothman enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter. Whenever 1 or more non-land cards are, each player gets a rad counter? Whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. All right, so we put counters. So we do a little bit of milling, right? So the milling happens here. Whenever you draw a card, people mill. And then that means we get counters on your opponent's creatures. But when they get the counters, you draw a card. And when you draw a card, they start milling some more. Yes, mill. Mill away. Because I get more counters to put on your creatures to draw more cards to make you mill. That is definitely a combo. Sweet stuff. And that's the end of the super chats, which means it's the end of the show. Thanks so much for being here for Coffee and MTG. If you want to be part of the show, you love it, you got to be here Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to contribute and be part of the Coffee crew and help make the content that everyone likes to watch and see. The thousands of people are watching your comments. And we also got to thank the Coffee crew that shows up in the morning, like Erland. We got Erland, Sebastian, Toads, Old Boy, Kevin, Nothing But Cold. We got Toads, Toilet Duck, Christopher B, King Ginger, Kevin, again, Ryan C, Khrushchev, Platonic Liquid, Mario, Ryan, who else here? Jay Jones, Steve Cooper. What's a morning without Steve, our local raccoon over here? And as usual in my coffee crew, you guys are the ones that make the show, so keep brewing up them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.